Good morning.
Good morning. We're off on a day trip. We're going to Apple Hill, California. It's up just past Pleasantville on 50. And we're going because, probably aware, we've had some really bad fires that have approached Tahoe. And that means the local businesses out there are suffering a bit. Apple Hill is somewhere we went when you were a tiny, tiny baby. But it's Labor Day weekend. And I figure it's going to be busy wherever we go, but this might be quieter because there is still some lingering smoke. We are taking a certain amount of precautions, so whilst we could easily get there and a good way back, we're going to drive to Placerville, or we're going to charge a brand new Electrify America charger that's been installed there, and then we will go to Apple Hill, and then we'll come back and we'll charge just on the way home. No big deal. Why are we doing this? Well, it's Labor Day weekend and we've got to do something, and it's nice to go out and pick. We had fun picking cherries last time, didn't we? You like picking cherries. So today we might be picking, I don't know yet, apples, peaches, cherries. We'll see. You'll be peaches. Whatever we're doing, you'll be there. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the account, to the channel. It costs you nothing. It changes everything for the channel itself, and you be safe. One of the best things about getting out of the Bay Area for a short period of time is we go past the entirety of Stockton Police's fleet all parked up. We make jokes about Stockton, but they do seem to have a lot of police compared to us. I don't think our city yard is quite as full. One of the key benefits of getting out of the Bay Area for a short period of time is Dutch Brothers, so that will be a sugar-free annihilator for me. And London, what do you want from Dutch Brothers?
Hot chocolate with a sweater.
Hot chocolate milk with a sweater. Not a coincidence. All right, we'll get that, and then we'll head up to Placerville. Because you have to stretch after an hour and 15 minutes of solid iPadding. just gone past Sheldon's Farm Supply. I did call them. Apparently they're completely out of erythromycin, so you know you're gonna have to go somewhere else for your horse dewormer if you really need it. Yeah. Intellectual bigot. That's what the comments are for. Slight modification. Just going to go to the Folsom outlets and plug in there, purely because I need a bio break for everybody. And one idiot, me, forgot to bring his mask, so I'm going to wear one of London's backup masks while I go in and buy one and use the restroom at Target. So, yeah, we're not going to lose any time. It was something that had to happen anyway, and yeah. Almost. Well, welcome to Boa Vista, also known as Apple Hills, California, and Miss London's asleep right now. We're just going to let her keep having her little nap. She's a little behind on her sleep. It's been a fun week. We're going to take her apple picking as we head back down, but this is why we came here, and so it's quite the exotic fruit stand, and then some. So we've got Walla Walla onions. We'll be getting some of those in a minute. Some great yams and sweet potatoes, and then we got all locally produced fruit for the most part. Some great tomatoes. We're getting some of those. It is peach season, so we're going to be enjoying those in a minute. By the way, if you haven't had an O. Henry peach, perfect time of year. The juice just goes down your chin. I can't eat these right now because I'm on my diet, but Asian pears and cheese. Oh, so good. The Bartlett pears, which we just saw growing as we were driving in, are just absolutely fantastic. And then if you've never had a Macintosh, oh, these are awesome. And you don't see these in a supermarket. They're just too small. And then the still got your Honey Crisps. And then inside, you've got everything you need to make your pies. Always awesome. Local beef from ROJ, and I've heard of these guys actually. They specialize in Highland coups. You got your veggies, you got your, welcome to California, you got your 29 different kinds of olive, you got your hard cider, you got your apple beer, which is kind of the local thing, you got your apple cider, you got your frozen pies, and then, this is killing me because I can't enjoy this, all your different kinds of pumpkin butter and other butter, except butter. And then, got hard alcohol for later. This is what my father-in-law will be getting in a minute. So this, and I think these are justifiably world famous. They're apple fritters. Just look at the chunks of apple in there. The peach dumplings, I know he's going to get one of those. Look at those bad boys. The apple strudel is meant to be really good as well. Everything's made from scratch. And yeah, it's this has been meaning to come here for ages, and it's really quiet because of the smoke. The smoke is bad, so we are limiting ourselves in our time here. That's why I am recording this now. Oh yeah, you want to see the fresh pies? Of course you want to see the fresh pies. Just look at the pies. Isn't that everything a pie should? I wish you could smell these. They are absolutely fantastic. So like I said, we're going to limit our time here. I'm going to pick up a few pieces, then he'll come and grab a few things, including his pies, and then we're going to go head down a little bit out of the smoke, and London can go apple picking, which will be fun. All right, you enjoy the drive back. We'll see you for some apple picking. Good sausages.
Oh, behind you.
Well, we stopped at we were there for a while. We stopped at the Pine-O-Matic Ranch. And they have all sorts of apples. London, did you enjoy getting apples?
Yep.
Did you have fun playing with the other kids and with the doggies?
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time. We were
But
there.
the other doggy was gone.
Oh, I know. He had to go home.
Where is he gone?
I don't know. Somewhere nearby. They live in the hills somewhere. So, great place, great brat, great chili dog, good corn. You had two, so I'm guessing it was a good corn.
Yes, good corn. Very tasty.
So not only do I recommend it, but we will, myself and some of my comedian friends, names to be decided, but we're going to do an outdoor gig there, an evening gig in sometime around the 21st of October is what we're talking about. So I'll post details on my channel, and you'll find out more about it on my Twitter at RegularEVJohn, and also at BigBreadJohn, which is my comedic handle. And it looks like it's going to be a great night. So if you are in the North Bay, Stockton, Modesto kind of area, then hold that date. Tickets will just be a couple of bucks, and we're going to have some great comedians. I just don't know who Yeah, well, I know who two of them are going to be. So that's to look forward to. All right, we are heading home. For those of you that care about these things, the GOM says we're at 70 miles. We did do a quick charge up. I didn't talk about it because we were trying to find batteries in London. I did a little charge at the Electrify America out in Folsom outlets, and we'll charge on the way home. But we've got, I don't know, 117 miles to go, 70 miles on the GOM, downhill for a while. We'll worry about it when we have to worry about it. Other than that, enjoy the drive. It's we're coming down out of the smoke now, and it's just lovely.
Those are grapes.
Be safe. We are just going to pull into Target on Riverside Boulevard. We've been here before. It's actually the first charging stop we made on the coast to coast. We are at 20%. We'll be at 18, I think, when we get in there. We're just going to be here for a little while. Charge up to 56. Shouldn't take that long. And then
2 minutes.
thank you. Won't turn the iPad off, but will tell me how long we'll charge for. Reaching.
The battery's going to be dead 2 minutes.
The battery's going to be dead in 2 minutes. It won't, sadly. I charged it up last night. So we'll tell you how it looks when we come out of here. So this might be the point where you want to go make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, because this is going to be a little bit of a rant. This is my second time charging up at Target, Riverside Boulevard, Sacramento. If I can help it, it will be my last. Now, first of all, let's get this out of the way. It does have the older BTC units, also known as, the Gen 1s. I plugged into unit number 1 and it was pulling 128, and it did so for, I'm gonna say, 9% of the battery. Then it dropped to 32. I then plugged into a different unit. Same thing, ran at 109. That was for just over 100. That was fine. That took me through 40%, and then again dropped to 32%. Sorry, dropped to 32 kilowatts. Now, I wasn't playing, pass the parcel charging post tag. As it was, my passenger needed to use the men's room, so we weren't going anywhere. I've charged up to 54%. I can't even tell you how long it took because of the free charging. I don't have a log to tell me how long I was plugged in for, and I wasn't tracking it because I'm being a parent. But yeah, that charger is on my list of do not unless you absolutely have to. And there's other reasons not to. That's a base for the volts that you can day rent, whatever I can't remember what the service is called, and they leave them plugged in there continuously. Yada yada. That wasn't an issue today, but that's twice now that I've had crappy chargers. The irony is I didn't pay for that. Well, we don't pay anyway as ID4 owners, but it's the Labor Day weekend, it's free charging, and that's going to be somebody's very negative experience. That is what you don't want to be, where they're asking for social media tags of what you're doing this weekend. Well, apparently hanging around Target car parks is what people are doing in that case. Alright, we are going to head home because we're going to make apple pies. We need to stop at Trader Joe's. So we're just going to head back to San Jose. We've got 50-odd%, I think it was 54% we left with. Yeah, we left with 54. 122 on the goal. We're just going to head to San Jose, and I'll do a top up and then charge at home. But we got to go to Trader Joe's to get chocolate milk. You want chocolate milk at Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I have more chocolate milk with that drink.
Yeah. We'll see you
That
there.
chocolate milk.
Yes. Chocolate milk.
I need that chocolate milk.
It's the currency with which we trade on.
The hot chocolate milk with sweater. I have more chocolate
So yeah, if you're watching the time lapse, that was Dutch Brothers number 2 for the day. A little Labor Day weekend treat. And Dutch Brothers, if you're watching this, this is why you need to sponsor this channel. This operation runs on sugar-free, cold, no ice, full to the top, annihilators. Just saying. The ROI is fantastic. My demographic, your demographic. We should talk. Alright. Next stop, Trader Joe's, and a brief charge at Alum Rock, I think. We'll see how the battery's holding up. We're 82 on the GOM, 80 home. Yeah, should be fine. Be safe. Just heading over Altamont Pass at the moment, and we're going to be going to, still are going to go to Trader Joe's in Milpitas, which sadly doesn't have DC fast chargers. And I will say right now, Trader Joe's, please consider a partnership with, actually I really don't care whether it's free to me with Electrify America or with EVgo or with ChargePoint or whoever, but I would love to see DC fast chargers as part of your strategy, because you're where we go every week. Your chocolate milk is a drug that my child runs on. I believe it's a gateway drug to your egg salad, which I fell into. Now, being serious for a second, in a conversation a few weeks ago with Mrs. Regular EV, who expressed that she is not ready for us to become a 2 EV vehicle family, because she can and does a couple of times a year do a long distance thing, and you know, she doesn't want to stop every couple of 100 miles. She's still in that mindset. We're working on her. The fact that, you know, I got to Portland as quickly as I did, Seattle, yada yada yada. But anyway, she's of that mindset. Who knows, maybe a Lucid will change her mind. I wish I had that kind of cash. But we are not constrained today by my bladder. We are constrained by the child. So in 10 miles, we're going to pull off to the Safeway at Pleasonton. And I will bomb in with regular co-pilot London, who needs a body brake. And that will replace my charging stop at Alum Rock, which I was going to make just because I was being cheap. So we'll do that. I'll let you know what the charging looks like, and I couldn't tell you what the song is that she's singing right now. And we'll see you on the other side. Be safe. Well, in the time it takes to take a little one through the bathroom, you can go from a handful of percent to 46. Good charge, went all the way up 126, even at 46 it was still running 109, so we'll take that. Good job, Electrify America at Safeway Pleasonton. Only your other sites could be that good. Interestingly, despite the free charging, those ones weren't doing that, still had to use the app. So clearly some disconnect in the system somewhere. Alright, well that's the boring stuff of Trader Joe's because... Yes, she's saying hello, she's waving. She's cute, isn't she? That's why we keep her. Not the only reason, she's also my blood type, so that's backup liver number one. Apparently a swollen liver is not the same thing as a spare. So that's the boring stuff of Labor Day weekend and going to Trader Joe's, and remarkably quiet. Pick your Trader Joe's quietly. It looks like a lot of people don't know about this new location. The longer that stays that way, the better for us. Let's talk about the whole trip. You know, so today was 340 odd miles or so. No big deal. We only charged when we needed the bathroom. Boring, right? But you know, we're talking about a family vehicle. Families have to do these things, especially if you've got munchkins under the age of, well, actually, I don't know what's the age at which things are easily more manageable, but Madam's needed to make 3 bathroom trips today, and that has accounted for the 3 charging stops we had to make. Not we wanted to make, we had to make. Let's talk about Electrify America. You know, this weekend, and I'm reading this stuff on Reddit, it is frustrating. I mean, we've seen at 2 of our stops today, the one in Folsom and the one in Sacramento, the CHAdeMO was being used by a Leaf owner, an old model Leaf, who was not present, and in both occasions had allowed their charging to go up to 100% and hadn't come back to the vehicle. And on both occasions, the person has unplugged them and then started their own session, which was easier in Folsom because of how the layout works than it was in Sacramento. The charging that we got in the charging session, obviously in Sacramento, was a mess, and you know, it's an open thing. Electrify America, please explain to me and to everybody else that is listening to this, that is the, I don't know, I'm at like, what, 50,000 views at this point of people, and hopefully they are people that either have moved to or are looking at moving to a non-Tesla EV. What the heck is this defaulting to 32 kilowatts about? Because I'm looking at the data, the car's not requesting this, and the fact that it happens consistently at the same charges, you know, I cannot believe for 1 second that my car said it was demanding 32 kilowatts, and yet minutes later it's asking for 118, and then it's dropping to 32 again. Coincidence is fine, but this is repeated happenstance. So I would like an answer. I'm going to tweet you about this and hope at some point you will make somebody available to explain to me. And I think it would be great if you did that as a follow-up to one of the videos I'm producing right now on the history and the if you're seeing the time lapse, that Lexus actually was facing the wrong way, going down 680. Yeah. I would like to know this so we can, it's a natural extension to the next video I'm producing with a fully qualified engineer. The fact that I'm sure it's not a coincidence that these bad charging sessions I've had have been at those, what I'm going to call the Gen 1 BTCs. Enough of my rant. Other than that, a perfectly boring day. And that is why I have the Volkswagen ID4. Not because it's fancy, because it's clever, because it's got a great UI. No. Because it can seat 5. It's got 5 wheels. 1 you hold to drive. 4 go on the ground. And it's delightfully consistent. With that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that button now, hit that notification. We've got a couple of different series or playlists depending on what you want going on right now, whether it's the comedians in cars, whether it's the going back to the New York, San Francisco to New York and back road trip, whether it's the return from Seattle road trip, whether it's Joe and I's soon to be renamed podcast. It's not a podcast. And so much more in between. The giveaways that are running right now to win the ID4 storage bin from Yuri K. All this for free, costs you nothing. Hit that subscribe button. It changes everything for the channel, gives me better data, helps me know what you want. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm here to answer them. Till next time, be safe. You want to say bye?
Bye. 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 Wait. I love you.
She loves you. And that's why you need to subscribe. Because you don't want to disappoint that little baby.